Are you ready?
Don't adjust your dials. It's the Take 3 Wrestling Podcast. It is Wednesday night, August the 6th, 2025, a special Wednesday night live showing of the show. I am joined right now by the other half of the Fat Siders.
Oh, hey, yo.
Skinny Virgil will be here sometime in the near future. And we have a chock full show for you guys tonight. We will talk all things that happened at the Summerfest, including the big return of the last big thing.
The return of something.
I came up with a conspiracy theory about this that I broke to Jim about 4 minutes ago that made a hell of a lot more sense than I felt on Saturday while I was at work watching it on the TikTok and on the Peacock.
Yep. Soon not to be the Peacock, though.
Yeah, soon to be the ESPN cock.
Hey, I don't have to pay for it still if the rumors are true. So all I care about.
Yeah. While we wait for Joe, because our topics are the Summerfest, a John Cena based topic, and then we'll talk about the Netflix show Unreal, which we were not able to hit on last week's show. So we'll hit on that. But while we wait for Joe, I guess let's hit the news of the day.
Yeah, I have the press release here.
Okay. I'm Tom Brokaw.
I'm Tom Brokaw, reporting live from my basement. ESPN, a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company and WWE, part of the TKO Group Holdings, today announced a landmark rights agreement as ESPN platforms, including the new ESPN direct-to-consumer streaming service, will be the exclusive U.S. domestic home of all WWE premium live events, including the two-night cultural phenomenon WrestleMania starting in 2026. This deal makes ESPN home to the highest profile WWE events of the year. The direct-to-consumer service will stream all the PLEs annually in their entirety with select simulcasting on ESPN linear platforms. Of course, the marquee premium live events include WrestleMania and SummerSlam, both two-night events, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, and many others. WWE will continue to produce all of the shows. ESPN platforms, including its direct-to-consumer service, will have the opportunity to stream WWE's pre- and post shows tied to the events as well. The 5-year deal will see ESPN pay an average of $325 million per year, totaling $1.625 billion through WrestleMania in 2031. The new platform launching ahead of WrestleMania 42 will cost $29.99 per month. However, there will be no additional fees for premium live events. Subscribers will have full access as part of their base subscription. Additionally, and this is what I was referring to, traditional cable, satellite providers, and also streaming services, streaming live TV like Hulu plus Live TV, YouTube TV, those sort of apps, who already pay for ESPN will receive an authenticated access to the new streaming platform via the ESPN app. While the new ESPN deal covers premium live events, the future home for WWE's historic content library is still undecided. Current speculation per Fightful Select points to a potential advanced agreement with Google, possibly allowing YouTube to become the U.S. hub for an on-demand archival footage. However, no official confirmation of that has been made yet. So, I don't like the YouTube thing.
That's yucky poo poo on the YouTube thing.
I know they have the WWE archive on YouTube, which
the vault.
The vault. I've had some like fun little drop-ins and picking up on some stuff on there, but I don't like the idea of the vault, or YouTube becoming the hub for everything. Especially because I don't know, like, is it, unless it's like I pay for YouTube Premium already, so I don't know if it would have to be a subscription thing. That seems a little far-fetched. I don't know if it'll stay on Peacock. I don't know if it'll move to Netflix. They've had a hard enough time getting the Raw archives onto Netflix. So
just fucking put the damn thing back on the network.
Right.
Just restart the network and put the UFC stuff on there. I mean, you have UFC Fight Pass for all the old UFC cards. Just make it
Right.
a fucking
That's
TKO
kind of my
hub.
thought too, is like, just give us the network, but have the network be your archive hub.
Yeah, TKO fucking network, and just put all the old shit on
it. Yeah.
You want to go back and watch UFC 1 and then watch WrestleMania 13 afterwards. Fucking here, have at it, boys.
There it is. Have at it. Yeah, have but that will try and stay on top of. Of course, when the news broke about this morning, there was immediate reaction from a lot of people, because the $30 per month price point is quite a shock, considering we went from paying $50 a month for pay-per-views to the WWE Network for $9.99 a month, and then you shift to Peacock, which, depending what level of Peacock you have, what are the Peacock price? Because I don't even know.
I think I pay $18.99 for commercial-free, adless Peacock.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. The premium is monthly $10.99 per month. Annual is $110 per year. Premium Plus, which is the commercial free, is $16.99 per month.
And then when you add tax to it, it's $18.38 or whatever.
Yeah, so I mean, you're basically paying double for the new ESPN service. And not that it makes it okay or anything like that, but you also have to remember, your $30 per month is not $30 for the premium live event. It's $30 for the ESPN direct to consumer subscription, and you get everything on there.
And here, hello, sport fan here. College football season. I buy the ESPN Plus to watch primarily every Coastal Carolina game that isn't on national television, for the robust clip of $10 plus tax a month. College baseball season, same thing for the Shants. I'll buy ESPN Plus any day that I'm off of work and the Shants are playing. I can watch a Coastal game.
Exactly.
You're getting other pieces to this. The $30, yeah. Oh wow, sticker shock, but it's $30 that you're also going to get the ESPN on it, the NBA on ESPN. You're going to get NHL stuff. You're going to get
NHL stuff. There's football. There's baseball. There's college sports. There's
bananas.
There's a myriad of stuff on there, because the AHL did this. The American Hockey League did this past year, because they used to have their own in-house streaming service for the games, AHL Live. They this past year moved to Flow Sports. So it was an increased subscription cost, a significantly increased subscription cost. But you also had the ability, like, because the AHL, you could literally buy a team's home or away package, a team's full season, or like the league's full season.
Okay.
Because what a lot of people in my area, in my like friends would do, that have like Hershey Bears season tickets, they would get the away team package, like the away game package, or the Bears would used to give their season ticket holders. It would be part of your subscription, would get the away team package, so you got to watch all the games. So this year, like, it was an increased subscription cost, but you got all of Flow Sports. So every hockey game that was on there, every baseball game that was on there, like literally everything, car racing. There's so much stuff on Flow Sports, because I'd be watching the fucking Florida Everblades versus the South Carolina Stingrays. Found out the little independent baseball team, the Lancaster Stormers, it's 10 minutes from my house, their league is on Flow Sports. So there's a lot of content that you're going to get, with this $30. I understand if you are a wrestling fan and you don't really care about sports, you don't really care about those things. Well, there's also other options. You can always invest in a VPN, which is going to be cheaper than $30 per month. I know, I think it's at Heel Will Mahoney on Twitter, pointed out that there's their VPN that he uses that is currently running a $45 for a 28-month special right now.
Oh, wow.
So you can literally get 2.25 years for the cost of 1.25 months of ESPN. And then you can set your location via the VPN to anywhere outside the United States, and you can watch the premium live events on Netflix if you have Netflix. So yes, this does feel money grabbish by TKO and the WWE. And right, wrong, or indifferent, spoiler alert, folks, that's literally the business they're in.
If you think over the last 96 hours that this is the money grab, you've lost your mind.
Yeah, really.
The money grab is that we're about to have 2 nights of everything.
Right. TKO has said Survivor Series and Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank are going to probably become 2-night events.
Yeah.
In 2026 or 2027, probably 2027, the way it shakes out.
Well, they've already announced where Money in the Bank is in 26. Obviously, the Royal Rumble in 26 has been announced.
So they could make Survivor Series in 2026 a 2-nighter. That hasn't been announced yet.
Correct.
And with this new deal, that's more content on you, more bang for your buck with this ESPN subscription. Yeah,
literally. I'm going to be very transparent. If you think that the money grab was making a smart business decision to clear $1.6 billion, no, it's the fact that you're going to have to make a decision at some point if you're a professional wrestling fan of, oh, I can only go to 1 night of Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you going to go to?
Right.
They're not. Oh, and by the way, they're not going to tell you which show's going to have which matches on it till probably a couple of days beforehand.
Yeah, maybe about a week out.
Yeah, it's going to suck whenever you buy tickets when they go on sale and you're like, I'm going to go to Saturday. I'm going to take my kids because they go to school Monday. And all of a sudden it's like, well, you're not going to see any of the matches that you wanted to see.
Yeah, you're going to have to go, which Money in the Bank ladder match is going to be on Saturday? Which one's going to be on Sunday? That's going to be the great mystery of life. But
and the other thing is, and I guess as a parent, I'll play the devil's advocate role here. No, my kids don't really go to wrestling shows. They don't watch wrestling. My son's autistic. My youngest is 5 turning 22 and doesn't want to watch that stuff. And my oldest suffers from seizures, and the lights can cause those to react badly. But let's be transparent here. I'll use a friend of the show and former host, Ernest DJ Christian. He's got 2 boys that actively watch professional wrestling with him. 2-night event, school day on Sunday. Maybe you go to the Saturday show and you just take the fact of like, hey, we may not get to see CM Punk live, but we'll watch him the next night at home, and then you can go to bed at a reasonable hour, and then you can go to school the next day.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why WWE, even on the 1-night shows, has been shifting to a Saturday night business model or earlier start times, because it's kind of the UFC practice and it's TKO call. But I also think Saturday shows it lends you the opportunity to people are going to be more apt to travel in to see the shows when they're on a Saturday, because then you can fly home and rest up on Sunday, go back to work, go back to school, whatever, as opposed to a pay-per-view going to 11 p.m. on a Sunday night. If you don't live within 2 hours, 3 hours maybe of that event, you're probably not going, or you're going to have to make the choice to take a day off work or something like that the next day, and most people don't want to do that.
You're
by the way, hi Joe, welcome in. We're just talking about this new ESPN WWE deal announced.
You're talking to a psychopath who's contemplating flying to San Diego for a Saturday night show.
Mike, I said normal people.
Well, I'm saying you have people who John Cena last real pay-per-view, like are going to fly in. Oh, cool.
Sure.
It's a Saturday. I'm off. I can fly out Friday night after work, get there late Saturday, go wake up, go to a 3:30 in the afternoon show, and potentially make a red eye home and only have to have a room for one night.
Right. Right.
I contemplated flying out, going to the show, and flying home the same night.
You're insane. But
I am a psychopath. Hi, Joe.
Hola.
You sound insane.
that was for Mike, not you, Joe. You'll sound insane at some point on the show.
Don't worry, they're coming.
Say it's there, but you know, and here's the thing, and yes, I understand with the economic climate of the world, the WWE raising ticket price. We've talked about the ticket price thing on this show multiple times. So the WWE raising ticket prices, pricing out their fan base, now moving to a service that at best is about $15 more than what fans in the United States are paying on Peacock. You know, $20 in some cases, or $30 more, because there's people that, like, for me, because of what I pay for my Xfinity internet, I still get Peacock for free. Now, because I have YouTube TV, I will be getting this ESPN service for free. There's people who don't have, you know, a YouTube TV or a cable subscription or a satellite subscription that may have, because of their internet speeds, if they had Xfinity, they've been getting Peacock for free. Now they're going to have to go to $30 per month. Like that's a large increase in today's world. I'm not lessening that. But I've seen a lot of people going, man, you know, they told us for years that the WWE network was $9.99 and they insulted us if we, you know, that we would pay more than $9.99. I'm like, that was also like 7-8 years ago. Like,
That was 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Like, every shit was so much cheaper in the world 10 years ago. And it doesn't necessarily justify. I'm not saying, this isn't me like putting on like the WWE flag over my back and carrying it, you know, grabbing the torch and running with it. But everything is more expensive. Production of the shows is more expensive. TV time is more expensive. All of these things, contracts for the wrestlers are more expensive. Everything is more expensive. So if you're going to re-up a TV deal, which we've been talking about was going to have to happen as the Peacock contract was running up at the end of this year, it was going to be more. The subscription cost was going to go up. If WWE re-upped with Peacock, I'm almost willing to bet that $16.99 per month was going to go up to $19.99 per month or whatever. Like, I wouldn't be like, Netflix prices have been going up. Disney prices have been, everything has been going up. So the WWE raising prices, while it feels scummy because they're going to come out and tell us this was the most profitable SummerSlam of all time. Well, no kidding. It was the first two-nighter and tickets are $200 a pop. Of course it's the most profitable. So this is going to be another profit, you know, statement in Q3 of WWE this year. Like, but yes, everything is more expensive. So whatever this is going to be, there are multiple ways to, and guess what, folks? There's still the old-fashioned way of jailbreaking a Fire Stick or finding watchwrestling.com or whatever the fuck it's called to skirt the government at this point. There's multiple ways. You're going to have to get creative if you don't want to pay for the new ESPN prices. Our generation, we've already survived this. We're ready for these streets, motherfuckers.
I do have one question that I haven't seen addressed anywhere. You guys might not know the answer because, again, I haven't seen it addressed anywhere. Are all the old shows also going over to ESPN?
So that's not known as of right now. That was when we started talking about it. That stuff's still going to be on Peacock as we know as of right now. But there's current speculation about where it could end up. Fightful Select, I guess, earlier today hypothesized that WWE is looking into options with Google, possibly finding the archive home with YouTube. But it's all speculation at this point. We don't know where that stuff's going to end up.
I would kind of hate if it ended up on YouTube or something like that.
We all kind of agree that because will it all be for free or will it be part of us? I mean, I pay for YouTube Premium because I hate commercials, and they suckered me into a trial. And if you don't ever want to pay for YouTube Premium, don't ever agree to the trial, because the minute you start getting YouTube without commercials, you can't go back. It's a trap. It is the definition of a trap. Yeah, I wouldn't like it to go on YouTube. Mike and I said they should just fire back up the network, make it a TKO archive, so you have UFC and WWE stuff on there. Obviously, no new live WWE events, but you can put undercard shit for UFC on there. But yeah, just make it a archive hub for TKO.
Yeah, on a Wednesday night, you can go back and watch UFC 1 and then watch WrestleMania 13.
Right, not that I necessarily want to pay for another subscription somewhere, but if you make it $3, $4 because it's just an archive, it's not.
I'll pay the $9.99 a month that it was for the network.
Well, that's true. Yeah, but
I mean, because honestly, too, at this point, not only can it include all the stuff that we're all kind of used to seeing on whatever version of WWE Network is existing, your ECW, your WCW, but in theory, you could probably get AAA on there. You could probably get some TNA stuff on there if you really wanted to. Well, there's deals to be made.
Well, I shared this to you guys, I believe.
You shared it to me on Instagram.
Oh, okay. I shared it to you. Okay. That rumor has it that with WWE potentially leaving the cock, that WWE Light could be staying on the cock with AAA and TNA taking over their quote spot. I think it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. I'd watch TNA at that point. I mean, I would probably check out AAA too, honestly.
You got a better shot of me watching it if it's something that I already have than me trying to find whatever fucking channel Impact Wrestling.
Yeah,
that's the thing for me. So when WWE jumped over to Peacock, I had no problem with it because I was already a subscriber to Peacock. Mm-hmm. There was already enough stuff on Peacock as a fan of a lot of NBC shows where I was already in. And same thing now, like WWE leaving Peacock, I'm still going to subscribe to Peacock. I'm still going to need it for, Love Island and the Traders, and I'm sure there'll be other stuff on there. And
Deal or No Deal Island.
Deal or No Deal Island, exactly. And you know what? Honestly, if TNA or AAA becomes something that's featured on there, awesome. I do not subscribe to anything where I get ESPN. I think maybe on Sling. I have to look. I might get it on Sling. If I don't, though, then I will end up having to subscribe for this $29.99 a month, and it would mostly be for the WWE content because, let's be honest, other than maybe Monday Night Football or, some hockey games now, there's not a lot on ESPN that I'm going to tune into. I'm not the Sports Center person. I'm not whatever else they show. I don't even know if the hell they have on ESPN half the time during the day, unless it's like the U.S. Open or the World Cup or something. Right. So I would be subscribing for the sake of watching these WWE shows. Here's the thing. I absolutely will. Because I am that level of a WWE fan where $30 a month in order to be able to watch the pay-per-views, I'm in, honestly. I realized not too long ago that most of the shows I watch every year are the premium live events. They're the pay-per-views. And this year, I probably watched more than the last few years because you've had Saturday night's main event, you've had a couple of extra things like that that I've actually been willing to check out. I'm thinking next year, if my watching is kind of the same, or maybe even the second half of this year, I kind of want to take a tally and see which wrestlers I get to watch the most often just by watching like the premium live events or like the occasional Raw on Netflix. Like I don't watch SmackDown. That's not a thing. Again, I think I might get USA on Sling. I honestly don't know because I haven't turned Sling on in forever. I probably shouldn't be paying for Sling if we're being honest. But I like Netflix. I'm always gonna have. Netflix is a staple at this point. It's always gonna be on in my house, and because of that, there's always an option to watch Raw on a weekly basis. I actually earlier today I watched almost all of this week's Raw. I probably got up until I don't know, probably about like maybe like 45 minutes left in the show. So I got most of the way through it. And it was a banger of an episode of Raw. Like honestly, like it was delivering in every way, shape, and form. So like I was enjoying myself. And like that's the thing, like as a WWE fan, I'm gonna go where they are because at least I know that on a monthly basis, something's gonna entertain me that they're putting out. Like that's where I'm at as a fan.
Am I allowed to share my humorous thing I just found on Facebook?
Sure. I was wondering what you were smiling at.
So tonight in the semifinals of the AEW Tag Title Eliminator Tournament, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, took on Brody King, and Bandito.
Mm-hmm.
Shockingly, were defeated by Brodito.
Shocked. Max and Jeremy.
Which was their TNA names.
Oh, when they were was it
When they were Generation Me.
Oh my god.
Max and Jeremy Buck.
That's pretty good.
So whoever that one was good. I don't normally give them a lot of credit for the whimsical things like local talent that they gave them last week.
Last week it was like insert talent here or
local talent and then it's like insert social media here,
yeah,
insert record here. So for them to go Max and Jeremy tonight,
that's pretty good. That's quality work.
I give them a tip of the cap on that one. And
yeah, that's quality work. That's good stuff.
Sorry, I had to laugh at that one. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that.
Yeah, no, but the thing that's wild is and obviously we're going to talk about some of the good, the bad, and the ugly from the week that was still. But in a time where, we keep hearing from different people on social media and this and that the tide's turning, AEW is getting stronger, and I think they are. This isn't a shot at AEW, but AEW is getting stronger, and people, people are shifting over there, and WWE is, we heard it before WrestleMania, pricing out their fan base, and people are getting tired of it, and the booking stinks, and the downturn's coming. And from a micro level, maybe it is. Maybe some of the decisions you're making, the booking decisions you're doing, personal appearances in certain white buildings in the eastern portion of the United States. Some these little individual things that maybe start to stack up can cause some people to say, I'm done. Maybe some people will say $30 a month is a breaking point for me. A return of a certain superstar is a breaking point for me. But in a time of the world where media companies are consolidating, media companies are cutting expensive and this and that, WWE's last premium live event deal with Peacock was worth $1 billion. WWE is making $500 million more on this deal in an era where media companies are shrinking budgets. and WWE just got a $1.6 billion deal for somewhere between 10 and 12 events a year.
Which, if we talk about them going
Yowza.
2 nights, is 17 events a year.
Yeah. I mean, so the machine is still machining. Let me that's and that's where I'll leave it. Again, it doesn't justify price points, it doesn't justify corporate greed, but WWE is in the making money business. And right now, business is very good.
Oh yeah, nothing can stop it. It's all the way up.
And what's interesting about it too is I think more so, I think for many years, WrestleMania as a brand has been able to do that thing where you could put tickets on sale, not have anything announced for it, and still come close to selling it out. At least, you're selling thousands upon thousands of tickets before anything is known about what's going to happen on the show.
Mm-hmm.
WWE as a whole now is kind of in that place. I like almost any WWE show, you don't have to have a thing announced about it, and it's going to sell tickets because people have come to expect a certain quality, and they know that, like, yeah, you might not get to see every wrestler that you want to see, but you're going to see somebody where you're going to be excited and you're going to felt like you got your money's worth. Because they do. Look, I've said it forever. I've said it for decade now, like a decade plus. A WWE production is one of the most awe-inspiring things to witness in person. It's everything about a great Broadway show mixed with everything about a great live sporting event. And they also know how to execute it in an incredible way. So, at the end of the day, I'm not crazy about the idea of spending $500 on a ticket that used to cost me $200, but I bet you still feel like you got your money's worth out of it if you do go.
Yeah, the latest show out on the WWE's domestic calendar right now, that isn't Survivor Series weekend or like the weekend before Survivor Series, is a Friday night SmackDown, October 24th at the Mullet Arena in Tempe, Arizona. Smaller arena. I think this is the Arizona State Arena. So a smaller arena. But it looks about half sold already. And that's 2 months away. 2.5 months from now. Nobody announced. We don't know who's going to be there, but I mean your floor seat platinum packages are $1,200. Your regular floor seats are, $500, $600. And they're sold out. Seating in the regular seating bowl, $200. $250. There's a standing deck package, where that you can get tickets. I think it's like over $100, and it's half sold. That the machine is machining at the moment. Will the bubble burst? I mean, we've talked about this with even just WrestleMania prices at some point. And I don't know if it'll just be a WWE product issue, or if it's gonna have impacts because of what's going on in the world around WWE, with pricing and the economy and things like that. Eventually it's going to burst. The concert industry is probably going to burst. I mean, concerts are thriving at the moment. But all of these things, all of these businesses, are going to keep pushing it until they can't anymore. I mean, concert tickets, man, like Luke Bryan was coming to a show, doing a show here in Hershey this summer, and the cheapest ticket was almost $100. Like, I remember when that ticket couple years ago would have been $40, $35, and it's 3 times that. So, the thing I've said, and again, it's not a justification for WWE. It's not me saying WWE's doing the right thing. But this is the reality around us. Like, this is just what is happening around us. And yeah, I mean, eventually you either find creative ways to watch things, or you stop watching, or you watch at friends' houses. Because Ryan from 3CT was like, I'm not paying $30, but like there was a time when we spent $50 a month on every month. And you know, then we were spoiled for a while. Now we're a little less spoiled. He's like, I'm not paying it. And I'm like, well, it sounds like one of us at least is gonna get it for free. So we'll just watch at each other's houses like we used to do back in the day. And also, and again, this isn't a WWE versus AEW situation, but you're spending what's 30 times 30 times 12. So even
A
if
lot.
you're like
$360 plus tax.
yeah, you go
Like I said, a lot.
yeah, $360 a year for the ESPN direct to consumer service. You get everything that this app is going to give you. AEW runs, I think, 10 pay-per-views currently a year at $50 a piece. You don't have to be a mathematician to know that's more than this WWE is going to cost you.
Nope.
And that's literally just for 10 pay-per-views.
No, I can't do math. I can't do math that well.
Right.
AEW did no wrong.
Right. You know what I mean? So like, again, I get it. Like, AEW ticket prices are cheaper, things like that. This isn't an AEW versus WWE thing, but when you're looking at pay-per-view premium live events, it's still going to be cheaper to watch the WWE shows.
I'm literally looking up tickets right now for the Friday Night SmackDown from beautiful Orlando, Florida.
Beautiful this time of year.
On September 26th, because tickets went on sale today for the pre-sale. The fact that to sit next to the rail at the entrance ramp is over $1,000 a ticket for a Friday Night SmackDown. Wild.
Crazy.
All right, that's enough about the machine making more money. Let's get into something fun. Let's talk about some of our topics for this evening. Where do we want to begin? Where do we want to kick this thing off?
I mean, do we want to get the elephant in the room out of the way first or last? I guess that I think is the biggest question.
Let's go first.
Okay.
It sounds like Joe might fall asleep and wants to talk about it before he falls asleep.
That's a real thing.
That's a great point. So SummerSlam happened.
Dude, can I just say that photo, like, I did not expect the Daniel Bryan return, but the fact that he came back so jacked, incredible.
For those that aren't, for those who are listening and are not watching on YouTube, go to the YouTube page. There's a photo of Daniel Brock Lesnar on the
Daniel Brock Lesnar Bryan.
Tell me he doesn't look like Daniel Bryan there.
He does. He does look like a much larger version of Daniel Bryan. We can certainly touch on some things. We're not going to go match to match through all 13.
That would take all night.
Yeah. But the biggest news, I think, of the weekend, SummerSlam Sunday. Still weird to say that there's 2 nights of that. Cody Rhodes ending the 17th title reign of one John Cena, babyface John Cena. If you watched SmackDown, you saw the reasoning behind that. I thought the transition from the black plain video board to the traditional John Cena, that was a fantastic touch to the entrance. But Cody Rhodes, your new WWE Undisputed Champion. Apparently on the website they have removed the Undisputed, so maybe they're just calling it the WWE Championship now. But in the post match, after the passing of the torch, Cody Rhodes leaves. John Cena is doing his goodbyes to MetLife Stadium, and then the music that I legitimately thought we would never hear in the WWE again was heard. Michael Cole said, "Holy shit." I think all of us collectively said, "Holy shit." And Brock Lesnar is back. He F5s John Cena and leaves MetLife Stadium, seemingly kicking off a feud here between the two longtime rivals. Many of Brock Lesnar returns have happened when John Cena is standing in the middle of a 20-by-20. So I'll leave it to you guys first. I'll let you guys battle out for who wants to give their thoughts first. But Brock Lesnar's back. Apparently, per internet reports, the WWE legal cleared him to return. Does not mean he is fully. It sounds like, again, this is all legalese that has been dissected by wrestling journalists and people on the internet for the last 4 days. So take it all with a grain of salt. He is reportedly not, and per a statement from Janelle Grant's lawyer, there's still potential litigation, but as the facts are as of now, Brock Lesnar is not being sued. He is not being pursued for any criminal complaints within the suit. He is named 44 times, I believe, in the lawsuit regarding Vince McMahon and his actions and others' actions. So Brock Lesnar legally has not been accused or convicted of any wrongdoing. Okay, let's get that clear. Legally,
let's get the formality stuff out the way.
Legally, he's clear. But I know there's a lot of gray outside of legal. Okay. And we can certainly touch on that, but there's those facts as I understand them, as they've been presented on the internet, which never lies to us. So I'll leave it to you guys. Brock Lesnar's back. How do we feel about it? I don't think there's any other way to really approach to approach it.
I'll give the floor to Joe. I will cede floor. I would have ceded floor.
Joe, you didn't fall asleep already, did you?
No. What happened?
No, we just
he fell asleep. We woke him up.
No, I just say I kind of ran down the
Brock
everything
Lesnar
we know
is
about the Lesnar situation.
Yes.
Not being
and
sued.
Mike, letting you give your thoughts first.
My thoughts on Brock Lesnar returning. So I feel like, as much as I am surprised, I also think it was an wow, I can't say that word. We're not going to try that one again.
Inevitability?
Yes, exactly. It was inevitable. There we go. That Brock Lesnar would come back one day. I think it makes a lot of sense for it to be during Cena's last run. I think it makes sense for them to get one more match in, given all their history with each other. I'm not mad at it. I get why there's a lot of people that are mad at it. I get the icky feeling that it can have. I'm okay enough, and maybe that's not the greatest thing to admit. I don't know. I'm okay enough to be like, you know what? He hasn't, like we said, he hasn't actually been charged with anything. He's not on trial for anything. If we were gonna take every shitty human being out of pro wrestling wouldn't even still exist today. So at a certain point, as long as he's not actively doing anything, or he doesn't get, like things don't get worse, then I'm okay with him being around, Now, in the next 2 weeks, if all of a sudden there's a lawsuit against him and a whole lot of other shit is happening, okay, here's a good example. After Brock Lesnar returned on Sunday, that fucking piece of shit, Joey Ryan, tried to sneak a return into pro wrestling.
Sure did.
So
Like
did,
literally
so did-
tried to get in at the last set. Like it was like, oh, Brock Lesnar's back. And by the way, guys, Joey Ryan's coming back. Lasted 12 hours.
Jimmy
Like,
Havoc tried the same thing in the UK.
yeah, see, like those people trying it literally on the back of Brock. I'm like, no, go fuck yourselves. Like that's
Well,
y'all are shitty people. Go
uh,
fuck yourselves.
I will be the person that's going to be transparent here. Joey Ryan, Jimmy Havoc, doing the things that they did inside of a wrestling locker room with
Right.
other wrestling talent, potentially putting people at risk right then and there, I will say is a step worse than what Brock Lesnar did.
Well, I mean, especially because
Alleged.
the truth is, we don't know what Brock Lesnar did.
Alleged. That's why I threw
Right.
the alleged.
Right. Right.
Like, and we may never know.
Right. As it been reported, like the things Lesnar did was receive illicit photos, and had scheduled a photos and video and had scheduled a meetup, and that would have been infinitely worse had that happened. But apparently there was bad weather and a potential illness that the meetup did not happen. So that again, that's kind of why he's in the clear, legally. But yeah, I would tend to lean towards things because those individuals actually did things like to people. So yeah, I would agree with you on that, Mike.
Joe, you got anything else on Cowboy B Brock?
No, I think that's pretty much covers my feelings on that one. It was a cool moment. You got to admit that. Like regardless of anything else, it was a cool moment.
In terms of wrestling moments, it was a shocking, surprising, holy shit moment for many reasons.
Here's the thing: when Cody took the belt and raised John's hand, and then John stayed in the ring, obviously someone's coming back. Someone's coming out to be John's next opponent.
Fiend.
Well, a lot of people thought it was going to be The Rock, and I think that's why a lot of people were upset when they heard the music of Brock Lesnar hit.
I
Thought
it was going to be Big Dwayne. I thought for sure it was going to be Big Dwayne.
See, okay, here's the problem with everyone out there, and I'm being honest here, okay? Y'all had fathers who showed up. Those of us who had fathers who didn't show up are not expecting Dwayne Johnson to ever come back. That man is not keeping a single promise he has ever made.
Those of us who had fathers and those of us who didn't have fathers that are WWE fans will always bitch because Dwayne didn't show up. Whether we had a dad or not, it's just going to be one of those things where if somebody's going to show up randomly, it's always going to be Dwayne, and then they're going to get their feelings hurt when it isn't Dwayne, and then they're going to fucking pout about it for the next 4 days and go, but it wasn't Dwayne. It was Brock Lesnar. He's a bad man. Fuck off, nerds.
I mean, I'll say this too. I'd rather see one final Lesnar Cena match than one final Cena Rock match. I don't need to see another Cena Rock match in my life. I'm good.
You don't need to see once in a lifetime part 3.
I know. I'm good. I'm so good.
Sat through the first two. First one was fine. Second one, Dwayne blew everything out in his lower half.
Yeah. I don't need to see Dwayne. There's a one person, maybe two, that I'd be okay seeing Dwayne fight.
There's one.
The one is Roman Reigns. Like if you want to sneak him back in for a second one, tie it back to the Cody after WrestleMania last year. Those would be the only two. I don't need to. Yeah, he definitely don't need to run it back with
Big Match John in his
again.
last 3 months of his
yeah,
career.
No, hard pass.
I'm out. The reality of the situation is this: that music hit. There's a lot of fans that are upset because it wasn't Dwayne. Not that it because it was Brock Lesnar. It just wasn't Dwayne. Then you have people on the internet that feel that they know everything, that they know what Janelle Grant is going through, and that Brock Lesnar was clearly involved because he was stated on court documents. Wrong. Was he involved in something? Sure. You're absolutely right, he was. But that's because Vince McMahon was pulling the strings and telling this woman that he was going to pay her an infinite amount of money to do these things and to help get Brock Lesnar to sign a new contract. You don't think there are things like this that happen that you don't know about? You don't think that there are college kids in the 90s that played for the university that you root for, or that your alma mater, that wasn't giving kids money and wasn't giving them access to exotic dancers and women on their recruiting visits? You've lost your fucking mind.
Right.
It ain't right.
Nope.
It ain't good. But on that Saturday night in Tuscaloosa, you're rooting for Alabama. You don't know if Nick Saban was guilty of any of it. The only reason why we know what happened is because Vince McMahon decided to stop paying out the lady that he was supposed to be paying.
Which is the funniest dumb thing in the, like, the dumbest, one of the dumbest billionaires of all time.
Absolutely moronic.
Like, it'd be like somebody who has like $100,000 forgetting to pay a $10 bill and getting their life fucking ruined for it.
Yep.
Which, by all means, ruin terrible people's lives. I'm fine. It's actually great that he is a moron.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Exactly. What a dumb fucking idiot.
But this is my whole point. Brock Lesnar was on court paperwork, but Brock Lesnar is not anything more than a witness / person who could be involved in having to testify against Vince McMahon if this goes to court. I'm sorry. I got dragged into something legally in this state as someone who was working at an establishment when someone decided to go rogue and almost hit someone with their car. Does that make me the guy who was driving the car? Does that make me a bad person? No, but I'm in the court paperwork.
Yeah.
The reality of the situation is this. Does it feel a little Yeah, it does. Does it feel a little dirty? Yeah, it probably does. But the reality of the situation is this. We live in a society where you're innocent until proven guilty. And he's not even guilty of anything according to the court records. So why are we treating this guy like Chris Benoit? I don't have to like it. I don't have to love it. But if in 4 months, when John Cena sits down with Cody Rhodes or Stephanie McMahon for his final podcast, and he looks dead in the camera and goes, I chose Brock. You going to apologize to Big Match John? Are you going to say that you're sorry to WWE? No, you're going to act like you didn't, like, oh, no, I didn't say anything was wrong. But no, you've put out 5 videos telling me how bad of a person Brock Lesnar is. From all the accounts that I see, Brock Lesnar cares about 3 things. His family, his money, and himself. Guess what?
And his farm.
Well, I left that in the family part because the cow could also be his son. I'm not 100% sure. But this is my point. A guy who just worries about himself is now being dragged through the mud like he's the one that's on trial, like he's Vince McMahon. It's kind of crazy. I get being upset. Everybody has their right to an opinion. Everybody has their right to feel the way that they feel. I'm not trying to tell people to feel any type of way. Please don't think that this is the soapbox I'm standing on. That is not the soapbox I'm standing on. But while you're upset, just take a step back and know Brock Lesnar is not the one on trial. Vince McMahon is. Brock Lesnar doesn't deserve as much shit no pun intended, that Vince McMahon should be getting for the wrongs that Vince did. You want to be upset that Brock Lesnar accepted lewd and solicited photos from a human being? Okay, I understand. I get it. Supportive. Go ask your significant other if they subscribe to a Wrestlers OnlyFans. And if they tell you yes, ask to see the DMs. Ask to see if they've paid for anything. Because it could be just as bad.
Yeah, I mean, I will interject a small thing
Please
here,
please.
because I think the difference between getting photos from Janelle Grant, if the reports and the accusations are accurate, because like the reason that she was connected to Brock and sent the photos was because she was more or less being forced to by Vince. Now, again, that's if that's how I understand it, and I may be incorrect, and please, by all means, somebody reach out and tell me if
Sure.
I'm incorrect on that. So like it is different than like a OnlyFans or a a porn subscription or something like that, because everybody an OnlyFans creator or somebody working in the adult film industry is a willing participant. Where here, I don't think like Janelle Grant was necessarily was not a willing participant in this situation. She was kind of she was in this, this trafficked relationship. The position she was in was not something that that she chose to be in, and was kind of being forced and quote passed around, for kind of a lack of a better word.
No, there's no better word to you can't.
Yeah, so like while Brock is asking for illicit photos and impossible video, and that there's not really something technically wrong with just getting photos or video. It's the means around how they were connected that I think is different than those. But I understand what you're saying.
Oh, no, and I agree. I don't disagree with what you're saying. But what I'm saying is you can't sit on a throne,
right,
if the person, your significant other, isn't potentially doing something shady, whether it's through the means of a website or the means of some other opportunity.
Right.
All I'm saying is you'd be upset if your significant other was doing this, that, and the third. Cool. You want to be upset about Brock about that? Cool. But you need to be more upset about Vince McMahon for being the one who's like, hey, Brock, I got this person that, will do anything you want him to. Like,
right.
Let's worry about the scumbag and not the guy who, like, I want more money to go buy another cow. Farmers only. Brock.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like I've always been a Brock dude. Like I have loved Brock Lesnar from his initial run, his return, beatbox Brock, cowboy Brock, farmer Brock. Like I have always been a Brock Lesnar dude. He's always seemed a little bit weird, a little bit quirky, a little standoffish. I thought his interview on the McAfee show was great and shared a lot of insight into who he is and why he is the way he is. So the him being named in the lawsuit, the number of times that he was certainly was disappointing. Unfortunately, we've been if you've been as close to wrestling as we are, you're sometimes, I feel like, and it's a sad state of the business, that you're more surprised if your favorite or top stars end up actually being great people than not great people. But I also think people have to understand, and again, it's never a justification, but this is one of the dirtiest industry. I mean, it's literally built on the backs of breaking people. It's literally built on being a carnival sideshow. It's literally built on, I mean, the wrestling as we know it today in the US, particularly the WWE, was built by a man breaking an unwritten code and handshake agreements between regions. Like it is a dirty pool. If you've been around independent wrestling, it is a dirty pool.
The Fabulous Moolah called and wanted me to say, Vince, hold her beer.
Right. Like it is a filthy business. An
I
absolute filthy, disgusting business.
I literally watched a video today on YouTube. Was just scrolling through YouTube on my couch, whatever. Like wrestlers and promoters that are basically blacklisted for scummy things. Like Ian Rotten, Chase Rain, who still does training up in Orlando.
School in Florida.
That's what I'm saying. Does training up in Orlando.
By the way, never, still not making this a WWE AEW thing, but Kenny Omega, Ricochet, multiple AEW stars are like buddy with the dude. Okay, just gonna toss that little carrot out there.
I'm sorry, multiple members of the AEW and the WWE roster wrestled for a certain promotion ran by Mike Quackenbush, and worked for him for multiple years.
Right.
Probably while knowing what's going on.
Right. Did they know? Like, how many of them knew what was going on?
We chant Chris Jericho. Do we forget about that?
Right. The Jericho Kylie Ray situation, the Don Callis carrying cross Scarlet situation with TNA, Darby Allin's accusations. Like, there's numerous Justin Roberts accusations. There's people in every.
Wait, who did Darby Allin accuse of touching him?
Oh, sure.
Actually, was the side of the aggro crag on Mount Everest.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Oh, I have the graphic for Joe.
Well, I'm sorry, that little twink didn't touch nobody.
Jesus. But to my point is that there is dirty pool in every wrestling company, and it doesn't. Again, it's not justifying anything. It's not even justifying what Brock Lesnar did or any portion of what he did, right?
Sure.
Because here's the thing: if you know, I'm a married man. You can see the ring right there. I'm trying to do the Instagram hand thing. 14 years in, you know, if you know, I'm not texting anybody, regardless of how they get my contact, to get illicit photos and video. That's not a thing I'm doing, right? So there's a at best there's a moral conundrum here.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if we're looking to professional wrestling as our moral compass, you've already failed. You've already failed.
Broken.
Right. You've already failed. So I'm not going to lie. When Brock Lesnar's music hit, my immediate reaction was, holy shit. No, what? No way. And then he comes, holy shit. Okay. And then your brain starts to process the moment. Again, I am shocked that he has been brought. I truly thought, and I have said it on 3CT, I've said it running the 3CT Twitter account, I've gotten into arguments with people, that I thought until there came a time, if/when he was the suit was settled and he was cleared of any legal wrongdoing, that he was going to be never seen or heard from again. And as wild as it is, the guy who ended the Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania could have potentially not been entered into the WWE Hall of Fame. Okay. But so this was a truly shocking moment. And over the last 4 days, I personally, and I'll never tell anybody how to feel. If this is a backbreaker for you and you're out on WWE indefinitely because of this, cool. That's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
If this doesn't bother you in the slightest and you slept like a little baby after SummerSlam because it was a great weekend of wrestling, cool. That's on you. I'm cool with that. For me, there's been a weird conflict because I like Brock Lesnar as a WWE superstar. I have always liked Brock Lesnar. And then I just start to go through these things in my mind of like, man, I'm getting exhausted having to do the fucking moral scale balance thing in my fucking head with this company. And it's like, man, I love it. And I start to go, okay, well, I have a fucking iPhone and I'm subscribed to Amazon Prime and all of this stuff. Like, if you start to do that thing, and I've said this for years, even when the WWE was doing the Saudi stuff, if you start to play the game of the balance of right and wrong and moral versus immoral and good versus bad, you're gonna end up naked with no entertainment services or not. You know what I mean? Like, business, billion-dollar, it's all dirty. It's all dirty, and it doesn't make anything justified. It's the reality. It's the gross reality of capitalism, right? So it's been a difficult couple of days because I'm sitting here going, on one hand, I'm a Brock Lesnar fan. This is cool. He's part of John Cena's story. On the other hand, I know he's not accused of any legal wrongdoing at this point, but his name is still in this heinous fucking lawsuit 44 times. Like,
we watch and talk about a company whose parent company is contemplating having a UFC card on the grounds of the fucking White House.
right?
And our moral compass is Brock's back, fuck him.
Yeah. You know,
I wholeheartedly understand where you're coming from, Jim. I had the same kind of conversation with myself. And then I did well, how many baseball owners probably do shady shit? How many football owners and Roger Goodell and the owners of Nike and,
sitting behind me here, and I'm pointing to them, I have a Washington Capitals Stanley Cup flag and a rally towel and a banner and an Alex Ovechkin 895 towel. I know for a fact that the owner of the Washington Capitals is a Trump Republican. He invited the RFK Jr. and some of the people in the administration to his personal suite and during a game at Capital One Arena this year. Am I going to stop being a Capitals fan? No, I'm not. Did I watch Monday Night Raw on Monday? Yes, I did. I already don't watch wrestling, and that's WWE, NXT, AEW, TNA, the whole gamut. I don't watch it to the same must-see TV level that I did even a couple of years ago. There's so much going on in my life. There's so much content I need to absorb. There's other podcasts. There's other projects. There's a lot going on. So I don't watch Raw every Monday. I don't watch Dynamite every Wednesday. I rarely watch SmackDown. But this didn't break my back. I didn't not watch Raw on Monday. I'll probably tune into SmackDown on Friday.
Well, I would, because that's probably where you're going to see the Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, or
sure. And if not, I'm going to go to WWE social media to get all the haps anyway. So it doesn't matter. They're going to get money, and clicks for me either way.
I was gonna say, like, you don't have to watch any of the shows to know what's going on the shows. You just have to follow WWE on social media. Like,
correct.
it's that simple. Like, yes, I watched most of Raw today, so I can tell you, like, from an overall perspective, that was a really good show. But by the time Monday night was over, I knew that Becky Lynch insulted Nikki Bella, that CM Punk caused LA Knight to lose the world title match, and that Penta wore a really big hat at one point. I knew all those things just by
did.
scrolling through Facebook.
But yeah, look, it is it's a little exhausting at times to have to do that. I mean, they showed Triple H from a White House press conference on SmackDown on night 1 and on night 2 of SummerSlam, and I'm just like, man, I know they don't give a fuck, but it'd be nice to not have to see that dude on my fucking TV screen when I'm just trying to watch some wrestling. Like, that would be great if we could cut back on that. Like, I watch wrestling to escape. I watch it. I want to be sports entertained. I don't want to feel like I have to decide to not throw my fucking remote through the TV.
Well, I also do think that, and the next appearance that Brock makes is going to be very telling, because I'm not entirely convinced that right now that the vocal minority that we're hearing complaining about Brock returning and saying, "Oh, I'm never going to watch again," isn't just the minority, isn't just the people on Reddit and X and the places where it's easy to be really loud because it's such a small pond worth of people.
Right.
The WWE fans have shown very clearly that if they reject somebody, they're not afraid to make it obvious, I mean, R.I.P. Hulk Hogan, but that man was booed out of the building back in January in LA on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it's 100% because he was a shitty person. So I feel like when Brock comes out, when Brock makes his next couple of appearances, the amount of heat that he gets and the kind of heat that he gets will be very telling for how the audience at large is viewing his return and like how connected they are to everything going on. Because the truth of the matter is, I don't know, like if you stop 10 different people, like if you were at a WWE show and you stop 10 people in a row randomly, I don't know that I think that more than 5 of them would have any idea what I was talking about if I said, "Hey, do you know about the Vince McMahon trial?" Or like lawsuit or any of that. Do you know the name? What's her name? Janet what?
Janelle Grant.
Janelle Grant. Like, do you know that name? I think you'll get people who do. I think you'll get people who are like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I'm here to be entertained. I'm here to watch a wrestling show. I don't follow the rest of that stuff." And that is the part that I think is going to be very telling, because I think a large portion of the live TV audience and the people going to the shows probably have no idea about any of this shit involving Brock Lesnar, and they're going to react to him just based on him and not based on all this extra stuff.
Is this where I get to hit him with the Lee Corso? Not so fast, my friend.
For what it's worth, the Brock Lesnar merch, the 3 new shirts, this week are the highest selling 3 shirts on the WWE shop.
And they're ugly.
The only one, like, and I'm, for the record, I'm not buying any. I don't even know the last time I bought a wrestling shirt. The only one that I would even consider buying would be the one that he wore on Sunday, because it's just the
logo,
the beast head. Yeah. But I am not going to be buying any of them.
So before the show started, before Joe got here, I made a John Cena revelation with this Brock Lesnar feud to Jim that I said would shape the way that would shape this out. This coming up Friday, 2 days from now, SmackDown takes place in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Close probably to the farm of Brock Lesnar. He'll come out, he'll get his booze, probably. The following Friday, August 15th, the TD Bank North Garden, Boston, Massachusetts. John Cena is not scheduled to be at that show. So if Brock Lesnar comes out in some way, shape, or form, Brock Lesnar's going to get booed for 2 reasons. 1, he's feuding with Boston's homeboy, and 2, he's the heel. Oh, and then the rest of the build to this show in Paris takes place in Dublin, Ireland, and Lyons, France. Brock Lesnar may not make an appearance in person in North America before they fight at Clash in Paris. If he does not show up tomorrow or 2 nights from now or in Boston the following week, but he shows up at the 2 shows in Dublin and Lyon, he will never step foot again in North American soil before the match with John Cena at Clash in Paris. So are we really going to get a feel for how the fans feel about this? Because the fans in Dublin and Lyon and Paris are going to be loud no matter what. They've proven it before with Clash Berlin, Clash, the shows over there that they've already had. This almost makes too much sense for WWE to do this right now. If you're worried about domestic ticket sales and domestic other things, where does the heel get booed or cheered more than internationally? Just for being a heel or a face, not for being a alleged horrible human being. And then, if Brock Lesnar beats John Cena or vice versa, and Brock Lesnar goes away till his name actually gets cleared off of this court document, then what? He made 1 appearance in North America for 7.5 minutes in a match that John Cena may or may not have asked to happen in his retirement tour? Chill, fam. The reality of the situation is, I think he shows up on Friday or the following week in Boston after John Cena says something, because John Cena is supposed to be in Montreal 2 nights from now. I think Brock will have an appearance in North America, and he'll probably get booed. If it's in Boston, it's because he's going up against Boston's native son. At least that's the way that they could spin it.
Yeah.
If people genuinely don't want Brock Lesnar there, don't react. Because if you cheer him or you boo him, WWE can then look at it and go, we got him right where we want him.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. In terms of, like, to Joe's point, the Twitter backlash versus, versus what the world outside of Twitter. And I'm not saying anybody's right, wrong, or indifferent. Again, I'm just presenting facts here. The merchandise, highest 3 selling shirts this week. The Brock Lesnar returns at SummerSlam Facebook video, 11.6 million views. I think the next closest of anything from SummerSlam weekend, it looks to be around the 5 million view mark. So it looks to be about double of everything else on Facebook. The Seth Rollins cash-in video has 6.1 million. So the Brock Lesnar video, 24 hours later, has double that.
Smash them, stack them, blast them.
YouTube, the Brock Lesnar returns, 2.9 million. It's the highest of any video on WWE's YouTube channel from SummerSlam weekend. The Twitter Brock Lesnar is back video, 14.4 million views. That's a lot. That's a lot. And it's you know, I don't have the numbers on any of the other videos, but I'm going to assume it's the highest viewed of any of the Twitter videos from SummerSlam weekend. So at least to the viewing public, and this is kind of where I'll wrap it up, because I've definitely spoken my heart, my feelings on it. You know, to the outward public, a lot of people don't care. For those that do, we have a choice. And you always have a choice. If you're not happy about booking, you can stop watch. You're never forced to watch any wrestling show of any company, not just WWE. But yeah, I think Mike, you have a great point. The proof's going to be in the pudding. You know, kind of over the next little bit, and we're going to see how crowds react. And we'll kind of take it from there. I know we're already an hour 20 in. We've gone, you know, pretty deep here with these two topics.
Real quick before we pivot, did you see the Montreal Cena stuff?
It's fantastic.
So good.
It's so good. The only other thing, like to just touch on from SummerSlam for me.
Let me interject for a second.
Sure.
We could save my topic for next week. Just
Okay.
So you know.
Okay.
Easy.
Yeah, let's do that.
Pivot.
But the only other thing from SummerSlam that I want to touch on, because we had another great moment. Speaking of wrestling moments, and to get a little lighter, man, can Seth Rollins just be Mr. Money in the Bank every year? This was, and then maybe it's because I'm a Seth Rollins guy, but this to me is probably the second best Money in the Bank cash in of all time, only second to heist of the century, Seth Rollins. And everybody played it so well, man. CM Punk at his moment, he's crying, he gets the belt, he's holding the belt, and he gets it up and he picks it up, and then the music hits, and the reaction of CM Punk to the music hitting was perfect. Reminder, CM Punk, very good at sports entertaining.
CM Punk, very not smart, because the minute I heard that music hit, I just ran out of the back of the arena.
Well, no, I've seen a lot.
Smell you later, nerd.
A lot of people have said, and I go, shouldn't that be everybody's reaction? I'm waiting next year. Somebody's going to do it. You watch.
That's what I'm saying. If he's going to give me that, he's going to give me that long, drawn out crutch spot.
Waiting,
and then he hits him with the Willy Wonka. The minute he did that, I'd have been like, deuces,
dude. So he comes out with the crutches, blah blah blah, and when he does the fucking Willy Wonka bit, my God, it was so good. But yeah, like CM Punk should just been like, hey, I'm just gonna head out the back door here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be on Raw, world champion. We'll talk about it then.
So literally, I was at baseball when the cash-in happened. Our game had just finished. Two of the other guys that I play with, one of them was there that night, and he's big into wrestling, and we were watching the thing. And I said 3 weeks ago that Rollins was going to cash in, whether he's hurt or not. Braun 2.0 would just take out Cena. He'd lay on him and make sure that he didn't walk out of SummerSlam with the title, and then he could go fuck off while he healed with the title, keeping it hostage, basically. So that wasn't ever a thought of like, oh, okay, he's not cashing in. But my friend fell at first for the pump fake, and I said, no. He goes, what do you mean no? I go, Heyman is literally holding the briefcase out like he's Peyton Manning, ready to just hit a 3-step handoff to fucking Edgerrin James and watch fucking Seth run down the fucking ramp. He goes, no. And he hit the fucking crutches spot, and I go, all right, I right halfback toss on one, ready, break. And I literally thought he was just going to yeet him the case as he's running down the ramp. I literally thought I was like, I love Paul Heyman to death, But when he turned with the briefcase, when Seth turned, he was still standing there with the briefcase out. I was like, yeah, okay, he's gonna take like 3 steps, drop the crutches, and he's gonna go fucking cash in. Like, maybe Paul should have turned and started to walk away with him, and like when he threw the crutches, just fucking was like, here, and just handed it to him and let him take off with it. But yeah, aside from that small critique, I don't hate it. I don't love it as I don't love it per se because and I know me and you had the exchange on in the text group. As long as I have air in my lungs, CM Punk will never be the world champion, except for the 5 minutes that he was world champion before Seth Rollins cashed in. So it's like, cool, you don't get to take it home with you. You don't get to take a nap with it. But the record books will show that CM Punk was the world champion for 5 minutes.
But like you can't do the Willy Wonka bit during the match. Like I know, and you said that it takes away from the match. Doing the Willy Wonka bit during Gunther Punk really would have taken away from the match.
1,000%.
And that match was a fucking banger. That it's on my match of the year list. Absolutely go watch it. If you haven't already, the match is fantastic.
And there's something almost more insulting about giving you a 5-minute title reign than there is about keeping you from winning the title at all.
Drew McIntyre called. He'd like to have a conversation with the fact that he hasn't had a world title match since he lost his to Damian Priest in Philadelphia.
That's fair.
But he did tweet about the fact that his title reign was longer.
Actually, I think somebody timed it. I think it was the exact same amount of time.
Oh my god!
Oh really?
That's fantastic. I hope that's a real thing.
I saw something on Twitter that said his 5-minute and whatever second title run was the exact same amount of time as Drew's that he cost Drew.
Man, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm gonna go fucking stopwatch this motherfucker.
I mean, honestly, it's probably wrong, and it's probably someone just running with it. But like, if that's the real statistic, that's fucking hilarious.
Hey, it's Titan time. It's like the Royal Rumble. It's Titan time. Of course, it's the same. But yeah, no, I thought it was fantastic. I like I said, even going into the weekend, I thought there's a chance this is a fake injury. And even when Punk won, I'm like, we're about to find out if it's real or if it's fake. And then when his music hit, he came on the crutches. It was like, well, fuck it. And then like hold on, this. And I wondered how we were going to do it. The Willy Wonka bit was great. But yeah, it was a great piece of sports entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fantastic piece of sports entertainment. Now, I think /hope because, you gave him the taste of the moment. I would like to see CM Punk actually get a proper title win /reign. Maybe we run back Seth and Punk at Mania in Vegas. I'm not saying Punk wins the Rumble, but I think we should hopefully maybe get there. And then Punk can maybe have a little bit of a proper reign.
If there's ever someone to win a world title in Saudi Arabia, it's CM Punk.
That would be fantastic.
Because the way I look at it is, and just touching on Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and what happened on Monday Night Raw, does this not feel like War Games?
Yeah.
Does it not feel like Punk, LA Knight, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso versus the Oracle and whomever their new fourth member is going to be?
Right. There's going to be a fourth,
their 4th/5th if Braun Breaker's knee is really in shambles.
Right.
Because this genuinely just feels like the War Games match now.
Yeah, it does.
Then you could go Punk versus Seth at Rumble, the 1-on-1 match for the title. Punk could win it. Roman could win the Royal Rumble, and we might get Roman versus Punk for the title, et cetera, at Mania. Whatever their decision is from there, whatever. I think that's too long to try to long-term book out. But this genuinely just feels like the War Games match now.
For sure. Yeah, I agree.
The only other thing from the Summerfest that I genuinely want to touch on, there was a match that took place on this show, one of these nights, that at the end of it, I looked up and said, there's a clear division between this group and another group. And it's the fucking SmackDown tag team division. They are on a whole nother level compared to whatever the fuck is going on Monday Night Raw. That TLC match was fucking fantastic.
Also on my match of the year list.
Yeah, fucking car crashes everywhere. The spot where all four corners, somebody jumped off of something through a table with someone. Perfect. Candice LeRae taking the biggest bump of the match with DIY taking the second biggest. Like,
Man. Yeah, man, that was a hell of a bump.
You know, and there were small things that also happened on the card that I think were cool moments. But my big takeaway here, obviously, Brock is back. Cody's the champion. Seth cashed in. The measuring stick of the tag division on SmackDown just grew fucking 85 feet.
For sure.
I'm really happy that Naomi retained her title. Surprised Tiffany Stratton walked out with hers. Super surprised that Latino Styles didn't defeat Dominic Mysterio for the title.
What was that shit though too?
Beautiful. I love the tribute to Eddie. Super surprised that AJ didn't walk out with the belt, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'll say that there's a real world where night 2 was so much better than night 1 that it isn't even funny.
Yeah, I don't think it was really that close. I feel like night 1 was kind of a 2-match show. It was an opener and a closer for the most part.
I also enjoyed Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair winning the women's tag titles.
Yeah, that was great. And I mean, you know, the RK Roll match was better than it had any business being.
The fact that Jelly Roll took that spot fucking on the table was fucking
props
wild.
to him, man. But like that also could have very easily been on an episode of Raw. Like, you know what I mean?
Could have, but you're not putting the roll on.
No. But like that match didn't. The match itself, I get, you know, with the competitors, the match itself didn't have to be a pay-per-view match, but
I will tell you, it needed to be a pay-per-view match more than Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn, and probably definitely more than the 7 minutes and 4 seconds that they gave Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill.
Oof, yeah, those weren't good. And I mean, we're leaning towards Kross is not going to be re-signed, right?
I mean, he wasn't on Raw, and everybody already says he's as good as gone.
Yeah, like that was you finally get your big, you get a big feud featured on TV, and you lose out twice to Sami Zayn. Like I think it's pretty clear that we're done here.
We don't think this is a work. Contract stuff.
I guess it could be. I mean, we the three of us know that anything you see can be a work.
Maybe I'm just over everything being a work, and at this point, it's like, if he signs, cool, send him back to fucking NXT then.
Yeah.
Let him go be the fucking gatekeeper of NXT. Let him be the one that takes the title off of Obafemi, and let him go back there and be fucking Killer Karrion Kross and go do that stuff, because the problem is this. He lost to a generic white bread guy who finishes people with a running kick in the corner. He's not a threat against Gunther. He's not a threat against Roman Reigns. He's not a threat against Seth Rollins and the Oracle or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves now. What do you do with him now? I think if you were gonna kayfabe this, I think you let him beat Sami Zayn. Sami comes out to say Cross, you were right. And Cross just looks at him and goes, I don't need your fucking rightness or wrongness. Keep your shit to yourself and just walk out of the ring.
Right.
Walk out through the crowd. Oh, where's he going? Is he leaving? What's going to happen? I got to see what's happening next. I got to go look on the internet and see if him and Scarlett are posting something. Like, break the kayfabe wall that way. Don't break it as in, oh, he might show up tomorrow on SmackDown. And the crowd went mild.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just my opinion on that, but that's
Joe, anything else from SummerSlam?
I really enjoyed that Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria match.
Really?
I thought that was probably the best women's match of the weekend, and there was some really good women's wrestling on these cards. Props even to Tiffany and Jade, who I thought did a good job with the time that they had. Keep it short with them. I think there's nothing wrong with that right now. They got in there. They had a good match. They got out, so that was good. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't. There was nothing that I actively disliked on either of the shows, and I thought there were a lot of really fun moments. I thought for your first 2-night SummerSlam, it went about as successfully as you could hope.
Yeah, I mean, it was it was a lot. It was a lot of wrestling. We're gonna get
night one wasn't a lot of wrestling.
Well, I mean, it was I
90 minutes and 4 hours is not a lot.
But it was a lot of content. Let's say it was a lot of content.
I will say my active despise of this show: the back-to-back Lyra Valkyria, Becky Lynch, and the cage match. You have Lyra getting zip tied, and you have fucking Jacob Fatu being handcuffed to the top of the cage. Great job, guys, putting the same spot right next to each other. You got to
split those up. That's a mistake that WWE usually doesn't make. But
Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross on Sunday, and that steel cage match being on Saturday, and those being on 2 separate nights, I can overlook it. Back-to-back matches on the same card almost have a similar finish with somebody in the match being zip tied or handcuffed.
Yeah,
I'm out. I hated the finish to Solo and Jacob. Not because Solo won, but because you had a long drawn out spot where Jacob's now handcuffed to the top of the cage. He somehow breaks free magically, and then Solo, just because Hikuleo slams the cage door, hits both of them, and Solo's the one who stumbles out. Yeah,
right.
That finish was louder than a fart in church.
That match was definitely the lowest point of Sunday, and one of the lower points of the weekend. And it by all means, it was not Jacob Fatu's fault.
No. And then the match after it is Dominic Mysterio, AJ Styles, which, like, great match. Enjoyed it. Good 11 minutes, but like that 40 minutes after Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria leading into Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, dud.
Yeah.
It's a real duddy 40 minutes. Like, maybe trim the fat on that a little bit. Lyra Valkyria, Becky Lynch going 25 minutes in a no disqualification match. Here you go. Second longest match of the night.
Yeah.
Great for them. Love it.
Yeah. Great for the women's IC title. Do we want to put the Unreal topic to next week as well? Because I that'll give me time to actually watch the rest of it too.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
See, I'd rather talk Cena Mount Rushmore than Unreal if we're going to do another topic.
Well, no, I was going to say we just bump both of those to next week.
I'm fine with that.
We're already pushing up towards 2 hours.
All right. Well, programming note, we'll be back on Wednesday next week because
there we go.
I have to work. And then the following week, we will be taking a much needed sabbatical.
Yeah, we'll take a week off because I'll be probably drunk in the Maryland beaches that week. So
I might see about hopping on and doing a preview because that will be Forbidden Door 3, Bangkok Dangerous. So check out the feed for that. But let's go to Wrestlers of the Week.
Let's do it.
Joe, because you've somehow made it to the end of this show awake,
Ish.
you can have the honors.
I'll start. All right, let me get the new WWE. Don't call it undisputed championship. Cody Rhodes.
Jim?
Give me your new world champion, Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Franklin Rollins.
Hey, it's Franklin. I am gonna go the new women's tag team champions, the Convenient Alliances. Joseph?
So many choices. Let's go with. You know what? Let's go with the holding on to her women's IC title. Give me Becky.
By the way, as fantastic as the line on Monday Night Raw, like the trope of just using like the Nikki Bella John Cena relationship, that's gotta like we need to wrap that up. Actually, it should end with the Becky Lynch, because you're not going to do any better than that.
Yeah, we're done with that, right? We're not gonna bring that one back anymore. We're just gonna move on.
We should be. My next one, my other wrestler of the week, still your women's world champion, Naomi.
All right, my last but certainly not least, I am going to go with. Let's see, what do I want to do? I'm gonna go with the Wyatt Six.
Very nice.
Retain their title in the TLC. So that's Gacy and Loomis. All right. If I could type, that'd be great. All right, that's Wrestlers of the Week. Joe, you have anything specific you want to plug?
No.
All right. They don't call him the best color man in the business. You can get me at Big Jim Sports on Twitter and Blue Sky. You can hit the link tree there for 3CT. We'll be live tomorrow night, Thursday, talking about some of the similar things we talked about here tonight. And we'll have some varying opinions, I'm sure. And then we'll have then we'll have our Tuesday show, of course, next week. And Huddle Up Podcast. We were live last night. Sean, I, and Mike via his submissions got our top 16 quarterbacks going into the NFL season. We have 2 more recorded episodes dropping the next 2 Tuesdays, and then closing up the month of August. We are back live for the new season. So we're about to be off and kicking there. But yeah, those are my projects.
You can follow the show at Take the Number 3 Wrestling. You can follow me at They Call Me Burn on the Twitter box. I don't really got any other cool promotions going on right now. I'm kind of hanging low, laying low, and inevitably we're going to start talking more football as we get ready to come through here. Might be able to potentially bring back the fantasy football show as we get ready for the football season to kick off. But that is a topic that we can discuss down the road. But that'll wrap up the Summerfest recap. That'll wrap up Brock Lesnar's WWE return. For Joe and for Jim, I am Mike. We will see you next week when we talk more professional wrestling right here on the Take 3 Wrestling Podcast.